Welcome back, everybody, to Ultimate CNFT. Mike, aka Mr. Ultimate, here with you today, and we are talking with Loulou, one of the founders of the Summoners Guild. I'm so happy to have him on here. This is actually his first interview, so let's be kind to him and let's give him a warm welcome from the Ultimate CNFT family. It's great to have you, bro. I love the conversation we had the other day, and we already did a video covering your project, a deep dive, so if you guys want to refer to that at any point, please check out that video I did just a couple days ago. So how are you, bro? How's everything going?
I'm good, bro. Thank you for having me.
I'm happy to have you on this channel. So there is a lot going on with your project, and I'm so glad to have you here for a founder interview because I do videos, but I love to have the founders get an opportunity to tell everything that from their eyes and their journey through creating a project from their own words. So tell me about your project. How'd you guys get your start? You obviously, again, have so much going on, but I want to hear from you as to how this whole thing came about and where you're headed.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, hello, everybody. I'm Guillaume AKA Loulou on Discord and Twitter. I am the founder of the Summoners Guild. So about myself, I own, how do you say that, internet marketing company since 10 years. So I do advertising online for people and for myself. And quick introduction about my co-founder is named William. It's Kizol on Instagram and Discord. He's a founder of a Web3 agency in Paris, one of the founder, and he's the 3D art director in this agency, right? So for myself, well, I've been in CNFT since 1 year now, since November last year. I started with Ethereum like everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I only watched. I didn't buy anything on Ethereum. I didn't understand anything. It was so hard to start there. You log into a Discord and there is like a spam with 100,000 people. Don't understand anything. I was like, okay, let me look for an alternative, right? Mm-hmm. So I heard about Solana and Cardano, and well, I chose Cardano in the end.
Good choice.
So after, for sure. I don't regret that, for sure.
Yeah, good choice.
So after trading and really getting into this NFT world, well, my entrepreneur side just came, was like, maybe you should try something. Well, okay, I'm not a full artist myself, but I was like, okay, maybe I can ask a friend. Kizol, I know he does 3D since 10, 15 years, and I know him since I was 16, and now I'm 30. I know him since high school. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna see him. So I went to Paris, I went to see him. I was like, okay, dude, do you know what an NFT is? I was like, yeah. This question. So he was like, yeah, I did. I was a designer of the Crocs NFT one month ago. What? Crocs? Like, yeah, the shoe brand with the hose. The hell, what? Okay. So I was like, yeah, you want to do something? Let's try it. Okay, perfect. So we were like brainstorming for maybe a month, something. And the idea was to do something 3D, for sure, and something moving, so animated. Because Cardano was really lacking in this area, right? On Ethereum, there was invisible friends, hype bears, a lot of animated things that were already popping there. I was like, okay, can you do that? Yeah, of course I can. Okay. So we were trying a few things, a few designs, and I learned about the voxel art. Everybody know Minecraft, for example,
right?
But I never really knew what was that it was an art by itself, like the style. So on Cardano, I saw Lucky Planet. I was a holder for a long time of Lucky Planet. It was voxel as well, but I didn't know. And in our research, we saw a few other projects in voxel art on Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try just to make a few things because it looks fun. And with time, with just a few weeks, I became pretty good at it. I showed them to, I made some creatures and I showed them to William just for fun. Like, yeah, that's cool. So I went to his agency. because he works with a lot of people who are experts in AR, VR, and all this kind of stuff. So I went there, I showed some of my work to them and him. And one of them was like, yeah, you could do something like Yu-Gi-Oh! In cards. And with AR, they can pop off the card and they fight. Like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. And then William was like, no, we should do a Pokemon Go just as a joke, you know?
Right.
Like, no, dude, that's a really good idea. Integrate it with NFTs. It's on mobile. You can just play a few minutes per day. You don't have to sit or something. That could be something really interesting. So we went with that idea. And that's how we came up with the Summoners Guild, something like Pokemon Go, but more mature. Like the creatures are not cute. It's more like an art style like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, something more. Well, I mean, you have skeletons. There's the Reaper with the sight. I mean, that's not for kids.
Yeah, right. It's for us adults.
So yeah, that's
here
how
in the
we
NFT
came
world.
up with the idea. Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we came up with the idea, basically.
That's really cool. So, so you've actually been a member of my Discord on the Tier 3 subscription channel for a while now. And I didn't even know until 10 days ago or so that you guys, that you were the founder of this project. And so, we started talking a little bit and you sent me to your website and I started looking around your website and immediately I was like, oh my God, I need to feature this project on my channel because this is one of those projects that I believe, like I said in the video that I did on you guys a few days ago, this is just something that people need to discover because the graphics are amazing. The artwork is fantastic and the movability, everything that you've incorporated, obviously taking your basically technological experience and your partners as well, and all these things you're doing in Web3 and integrating them into the idea of the overall, part of your project being, Metaverse capable. You talk about VR, you talk about AR, and adding all these things to it and all of these things on your website. I implore everybody to go check out the website. Every link to everything that is Summoners Guild will be in the description box below. Do yourself a favor if you have not seen my video already and get on the website. Check it out for yourself because that is what blew my mind right away. I saw quality and I recognize quality when I see quality. And the videos that you've put onto your website showing the capabilities of your gameplay that you're going to be basically developing along the road. I don't know how far along you are in that. I'll let you get to that in a minute. But basically, once again, quality. And tell me a little bit about basically you're going to be doing VR and AR. Is that correct? And you're going to be doing a little bit of both?
It's going to be AR, so augmented reality. Uh-huh. But you can take the creatures and put them into any VR system. Right. But the project itself is more about AR than VR.
Okay. And so the gameplay that is part of this, how far along are you in the development of that? Because the examples that you've put on your website where you can click the buttons and you can see the creatures that you've created and how basically you can do some fighting and you can do some exploring and all that stuff. You were saying kind of like the style of not Sandbox. What's the game I'm thinking of?
That is Sandbox.
That is Sandbox.
Yeah, that is Sandbox. Well, what you saw with the dinosaurs, like the video that you showed in your video. Okay. That's the showcase, the integration showcase of our creators into the Sandbox Metaverse.
Oh, excellent, man. So that's pretty much already developed, or is there still things to go to further develop that? Or was that just an example, or is that actual gameplay?
That's actual gameplay, but right now, on Ethereum, the problem is there's no cross compatibility right now. Right. So if you have a Cardano wallet, you can do anything on Sandbox, for example. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, with time, it's gonna change because right now Sandbox is still in alpha. But we decided to do that because Kizod, he has a few Sandbox plots. He was always only on Ethereum and Solana. He never knew about Cardano before I came to him. So he was already working on that. So he built the level, and he put the creator inside just to show that our creators, they can be inside metaverses on Cardano and on other chains.
I see.
He made a quick little game, but right now you can't play it if you are not the game maker.
I see.
So yeah, hopefully before the end of the year, we can release something that anybody can play on Sandbox. It would be cool. But I don't know if you could, if you will be able to put your creators inside, because it's still two different chains.
I see, but we do know that, at least I think so, that the development is going to continue, with cross-chain compatibility. I mean, ultimately, you would think that as Cardano really starts to rise in the ranks of the NFT world, there's going to be a lot of incentive for people to continue to develop that. It sounds to me like you're going to be in a position to maybe, help with that transition as well. And you talked about other metaverses as well. So your creators obviously are going to be compatible with Cardano metaverses as well, I'm assuming. And if so, which are you looking at any in particular? Are you looking at being able to integrate into anything that can hold a voxel, or are you focused on one majorly to start with?
Well, we are looking for anything compatible on Cardano. We are trying with Pavia. So the only thing that we could show was the viewer tool, because you can already build inside Pavia, but not with animation. And where our creators are animated, so we didn't want to show just a creator sitting like that. It's useless.
Right.
We tried. I tried Cardano Station yesterday.
Okay.
What was the problem? I don't remember, but yeah, there was an issue. But right now on Cardano, I couldn't find any metaverses where you could put something animated that you could move with it or something. For the moment, I only found Spatial.io, where you could upload a creature and just put it in your house, something like that. It was cool as well. There is a video of that in the white paper. And yeah, if any metaverses want to try our creators, that would be super, because there are a few that are in building. I don't know how to say it, in construction.
Yeah, in the process of building. Yeah, right.
It's still too early for them to be able to make our creators compatible, unfortunately. But with time, our creators are ready. So they're already rigged now. They can walk, they can run, they can get hit, and do a lot of things. So they are all ready. So when the metaverse is ready, we are already ready. It's a lot of ready.
No, it makes sense, because I've actually said many times on a lot of the videos that I do and a lot of Twitter spaces I've been on and interviews and stuff like that, the idea of the metaverse is huge. We don't even really know. We're scratching the surface of what metaverse capabilities and integrations are eventually going to, turn into. What I've always saying is that the metaverse is here, but the technology to do all the things that we want and plan to do with the metaverse has not quite yet been developed. We are in the earliest of early stages as of developing the metaverse. But what I love about your project is not only are you looking cross-chain and being able to do multiple things with your project, but you're ready, like you said. You have that head start. So when the metaverse starts to catch up, when the technology catches up to the idea of the metaverse, you've got these creatures ready to go. So tell me about your creature drop, basically, because you're minting on October 11th, correct?
Correct.
Yes, and so you're doing 2 creature drops. Each one of them is 4,444. This first series that you're doing, that you're minting, it's 40 ADA, and this is for the first 4444, correct?
Exactly.
And you guys have already you've already sold out your first drop, which was your Spellbooks. Tell me a little bit about your Spellbooks and how that comes into play with your first creature drop coming up here on October 11th.
Yeah, so the Spellbooks are like the main weapon of a summoner. And in this ecosystem, it acts mainly as a min pass, but it will hold a lot of more perks, like in the future. We want, or in the end of phase 2, so after the 2 means of creators are done, there will be a rune airdrop. And with the Spellbooks, you will have a better, more runes airdrop. And the runes, they will be super important inside the project. Because the only way to get them will be with this airdrop or inside the game. And the game, well, it's not there yet. So, what you will do with them, well, it's secret, but you will be able to do them at the beginning of phase 3, so after the airdrop. And they will be burned, basically. So the only way to get them will be this airdrop. It will be super important when you will see what it will do, because then it will be only in the game. So yeah, that's the plan of the spellbook.
And so these
we'll
like you were
also,
saying, these spell books, if you own one of these, they are essentially a whitelist to your mint. This first coming up drop, correct?
to every mint inside the project.
To every mint, so everything you've got, holding on to spell. It's like a Genesis token, in other words.
Yeah.
And you have 3 different tiers and 3 different rarities, and you have a total of 404 spell books total.
Yeah, 404. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and the 3 tiers. So obviously, the higher tier you get, do you get more whitelists? Do you get more chances of airdrop, or how does the rarity of the spell books come into play?
Yeah, so 3 rarities. The first one, the least rare, is the ordinary spellbook. You get 2 whitelists for every drop.
Okay.
Then there is the epic spellbook, the blue one. You get 3 whitelists for everything, and you get more runes. Then there is the rarest one, which is the legendary spellbook. You get 5 whitelists for everything, and you get a lot more airdrops than the others. So yeah, inside the collection, you see like the price of each rarity is very different. Like the legendary is like 3 or 4 times the ordinary ones, like the price wise.
Right. Now, so for anybody who's holding on to those spell books or is thinking about going out and buying some, is it the kind of thing where you have them in your wallet and you have to register on your Discord to make sure you're able to mint and qualify for that? Or is it automatic if it sits in your wallet and it's not up for sale on secondary, you're good to go?
Yeah, it's all automatic. You just have to hold it and you have to mint with this wallet. That's it. You don't need to register or anything.
Right. So you heard that here, you guys, from his own mouth. These spell books, they're your Genesis token, your entry into everything that basically starts out. Now, there's other ways to get whitelists. I know that as well. In fact, you were so generous and kind. I think you gave me 10 whitelists to give away, on the channel. You've given me 3 spell books as well. So those are all going to tier 3 subs. And I know that you're going to donate 3 post-minted NFTs as well. But If you guys are interested in minting this project, and today's October 9th, we're minting in a couple days here. Go check out the spell books on the secondary market on JPEG. Check them out for yourself. Very rare, total of 404. And it's not the kind of thing where you buy and you mint and then you sell them again. If you're going to be interested in this project, this is not a flipper type mentality project. This is something that you get into this, you explore, and you be a part of the journey that Summoners Guild is building here. This metaverse capability, this VR or this AR augmented reality, capabilities that they're building. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time, a lot of dedication to be able to do basically everything you guys are trying to set out to do. It's going to be a journey. And so, holding on to obviously those Genesis tokens is like you said, the best way to be involved in this project. You can pick those up on the secondary. There's still a very good value right now. And I wanted to give you a shout out as well, because the first conversation we had, which was an off-camera conversation, I could tell right away, I'm like, this guy's super cool. This guy, him and his partner know what they're doing. They're qualified to build everything that they're building. You see the market for the way it is. I think that your 40 ADA entry price into the creatures that you're doing, splitting it into 2 drops, was absolutely brilliant. And what that shows me personally as an investor and somebody who looks at the CNFT market, as a YouTube content creator, but also as an investor first, high marks for that, because you did what needed to be done. You split them in 2. You gave us a good mint price, and I'm excited about that. And so tell me, how did you come to that decision? Because obviously everybody sees the market differently. There are people who think that everything's going to moon, and there's also people on the other side of that who think that everything's down in the dumps, and we're in a bear market and nothing's going to work and everything's blah blah blah. But I don't agree with that. I think we're somewhere in the middle. We got these bears and these bull runs, and they continue to happen. But tell me how you came to that decision. Was it something you and your partner looked at predominantly? Was it something that you came up with, he came up with? Did you talk to in your team or your community? I want to know how you arrived at that decision, because I think it was the right decision.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a few decisions, because when we started, it was in March. We're like, okay, so we need some funding for that. So let's say something around, 90 ADA or something. In ADA was like not that price still.
It was a lot higher, yeah.
Yeah, but at that time the market was fine, so I was like, okay, I think that's fair. And with time, we were like, okay, we need to change plans. First, I keep seeing all those projects with 100 ADA means, things like that, and it doesn't work that good. So I was like, okay, let's do something cheap as an introduction to the project. One part of this mint will be cheap. The second mint will be pricier for sure. Let's do this one cheap. Get a couple of devs to work on the app, and let people collect and have fun with that. Anyway, the goal is to sell out. There won't be any burn or cut off, like you say, cutting the collection size or something. It will be always the same size. Let's do something cheap so people can mint. And with that, from this mint to the second mint, we are also going to look at VCs funding, so venture capitals, right?
I see.
Because we would like something else than the means to fund the projects. I mean, we can do it with just the mint, but then it's just slow, and we need people to mint to get funding. It's not fair to the community, I think. So the goal will be also to have funds on the side from VCs, but for that we need the first mint to sell out, so we can show them that we have a community, that we have NFTs sold. This plus the Spellbooks. So yeah, community, some devs. It will be way better than if we ask VCs right now.
I agree.
Yeah, what did you do? Well, I mean, so
yeah, exactly.
It would be way easier.
And I think people need to see the quality of what you're developing, because like I said earlier in this interview, when I got on your website, I was like, yep, I can tell that this is very well done. In fact, I showcased what I think was the diamond skin guy, and it's just translucent. You know, you can see that. In other words, you guys put so much effort into these. I'm excited to see the minting of these. Full transparency, right here on UltimateCNFT. I am minting this project. I absolutely am. I'm excited about it. I will be picking up some on the secondary. You've got a lot of rarities. You've got a ton of traits. You got a lot of one-of-ones coming up as well. Yeah, tell me a little bit about your one-of-ones, and then I want you to tell me also a little bit about some of all the collaborations you've done in the space have been really big, and that what you've done so far is amazing. So talk to me about a little bit about both of those subjects.
So yeah, the one-ones are all from other projects. Right now, there is not one creator, not one, which is from us for this first mint. So the idea was always to get creators from other projects, but it was only the beginning. I mean, we were not even asking anybody, because it would be like, hey, Space, we have 500 followers. Do you want to? Well, let us make you a creator. They would be like, yeah, who are you? You didn't do anything yet.
Right.
So we didn't ask anybody. And one day, I don't remember which month, it was really early. We had like 800 followers or something. And Stevie from the Seal Society sent us. He's awesome, dude. He's the first the guy I had on the phone from NFTs. It was the first time I talked to someone about NFTs on the phone. It was so great. Such a cool
that's
guy.
awesome. Dude, I love Stevie, man. He's just such a positive, big smile guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know you guys had that connection. That's really cool, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I get excited.
For sure.
he's a good dude, man. So anyways, carry on. Sorry.
For real. So yeah, that time I followed the Seal Society, and they followed us. It was like a few weeks after that mint, I think, or maybe a week or two. And he sent us a DM saying, yeah, we would like you to see a seal in your collection. Is it possible? Like, oh. And I was a seal holder at that time. Just after the mint, I bought a few. It's like, oh yeah, dude, that would be amazing to have a seal inside, because we didn't have any creature from the sea at that time. Like, yeah, and it's a 1-1, we can make something special. I was like, yeah, of course, let's do it, let's have a call, blah, blah, blah. So we had the first one. Like, okay, cool. So maybe we should try to ask some other projects. So after that, I talked to Mango from Baby Alien Club. He was like, yeah, dude, that looks awesome. Just, even though we didn't mint anything yet, not even the spellbooks, nothing, just the art itself, it drew people from other projects to be like, okay, let's have a creator. And they all know, we always talk to the founders, to the team. So it's not a tribute or something. It's really, we asked them if it was okay to make a creator from their collection. for it to be a 1-1, for it to be playable in game, to be ready in our collection. They all said, okay, it's all approved. So just to make sure. So yeah, we asked Baby Island Club, then asked other projects. Some said no. Or more like, well, later, because we're not sure,
Sure.
And yeah, so right now we have 24 creature collab for this first mint from some amazing projects, dude. I would never think that when we started, I would never think we would have that many collaborations. And yeah, they look amazing, dude.
Oh no, they really do, and you showcase those again on your website really, really well. And honestly, to get 24 projects to be able to collab with you and allow you permission to do that says a lot, because again, your quality speaks for itself. Like you said, you didn't even do anything yet, but you started presenting people with ideas and they saw it. I remember I've seen the Spellbooks one and so many other ones, and that says a lot about what you guys are doing as a team, as a community, and building and basically starting to integrate the entire CNFT space. So many projects, working together to do things for the overall space. And that's what I think sets Cardano apart from Ethereum. I have a little bit of a background like you. I did start with NFTs in Ethereum. I got my butt kicked. The fees were high. It was a bad story. I ended up losing about 8 or 10 ETH in this journey. And me being a Cardano maxi, yeah, it was tough, man. It was tough. I was like, why have I not looked at Cardano NFTs yet? And so I come over here and I find that the community is different. Ethereum has a lot of great projects, a lot of great technological and innovation and stuff, but it's so big. Like you were saying earlier, you get lost in that sea of madness. You come over to Cardano, and sure, there's their bad actors, their rug pulls. There's people who have they see opportunities to basically take people's money. But overall, you see way more collaborations in Cardano projects than you'll ever see in Ethereum. Solana, I've said before, just even a couple days ago, if Solana's broken, I don't like Solana. I've never owned a Solana NFT. I'm all in Cardano, but your project is a perfect case example of founders being passionate about what they're doing and approaching other people and saying, let me integrate you into what I'm building. And smart people see the vision. They go, okay, like, why wouldn't I want my project to be a part of something? It's almost like free advertisement. Yeah. Especially as you guys start to continue to do what you do and you're making these movable creatures that can fight and do all these things. I think anyone who missed out on that's going to be bummed, because I'll say it again. You guys are what I call an iceberg project. You see this much on top and there's all this underneath. And it's just a matter of time, bro, before people see what you're doing and continue to go, okay, maybe they missed out on that first creature drop. By that time, they're ready for that second one. They're holding on to the spell books. They've got their first ones going. They're excited. Maybe they land one of those 24 one-of-ones. And I know you said that they're only, in other words, all of the one-of-ones in this first drop are from other projects, correct? Mm-hmm. None of them straight from your own. Okay. And so are you thinking about doing some one-of-ones later on in the second drop?
Yeah, the second drop, there will be one-ones from really our collection, from our heads, I would say. And we would get a few from other projects, I think, again, but not as many, not 24 again, like way less, I think. But yeah, from the beginning, we wanted to get like everybody inside the community, inside the project. Like, we don't want people to be locked into our ecosystem. That's why also the creators, they are compatible with, we want to make them compatible with everything inside Cardano and even cross-chain, because we don't want people to just mint and get locked into the project. We want them to be able to use their NFTs everywhere. So even the future mints, which won't be creatures, they will also be 3D, they will be animated, and they will be usable inside the game and inside metaverses, anywhere you want. It's not always inside our project, it's everywhere. You want people to be free with their NFTs.
I love that mindset, man. First of all, thinking big. Second of all, being able to, like you said, not be stuck in what we're building necessarily. And Voxel Style allows you to do so many things because of the way they do integrate. And so, the vision that you guys have for your project, as I started to dig deeper and make my video, started to catch me. I'm like, okay, this is something big. again, something that takes time to get from A to Z, but you go A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way down the line, and you continue to actually, start to tick off the boxes of what you're trying to do, and people are going to be blown away. Another thing I wanted to ask you about, you have a token, right? Well, in your words, please tell me about your token.
Well, the token, of course, it's a play and earn game, so we need a token, right? So you will be able to stake your creators, and the Spellbook will give some bonus as well, and some other means later that we didn't show yet in the roadmap, but we know everything that we are going to mint or airdrop. We have all the collections still. So you will be able to stake all that. But we don't have the tokenomics yet, because for a play and earn, the tokenomics is like maybe the most important thing for the game, the tokenomics, because it's so important to not mess that up. We can't just be like, maybe we are going to copy this thing or this thing. We need an expert on that to make something really, something that makes sense inside the game, so we can make something that's not crumbling after 2 months.
Right.
For example.
Yeah. Sustainability. You got to have sustainability if you're going to have a token that's, play to earn, and involving all those things. And I'm glad to hear you say that that's not something you're rushing or something you just want to copy paste and say, oh, we can do that too. Putting your own spin and developing it the correct way is the only way to go. Can you tell me anything, about the token, even though the tokenomics aren't there yet? Is there anything you can give a hint to the people who are watching as to how, that will come into play as far as, staking and earning and being part of a P2E? What have you got so far?
Well, what's for sure is that all the staking will be non-custodial, because you will need your creators inside your wallet to play in game or to put them into metaverses.
Right, of course.
Then the token, you will be able to earn it inside the game. You will be able to use it to buy accessories, things like that. For
there you go. Yeah. You don't have to give too much away.
I don't want to say too much.
Don't say too much, but the general idea is there, seed planted.
You will be able to buy a lot of things inside the game for your NFTs or for in-game for like cosmetics in-game as well. And you will earn it in-game. And I can't say too much more.
Well, the funny thing is when I do coverage on a particular project, especially there are certain projects that do stand out, I like to form long-term relationships. I don't do turn and burn. I don't do, people don't pay me to make videos and stuff like that. I like to coverage the development of a project. And so this is not the first time you'll probably be here as an interviewer, not the first time I'll be covering the development of your project on UltimateCNFT through dedicated videos. So, I'm really curious to see how those things come out, and you can release that information, anytime you like. But and that's the way to go. And you're building the community. You talk very, very several times. You've mentioned the building of the community. You don't just come in and rush a project and say, okay, we have to have this many numbers of followers on Twitter or Discord or members or whatever before, we start to get to a certain point, because we all know that, the real numbers are the things that show up in the end. If you've got thousands and thousands of bots and you're like, okay, we've got 10,000, Discord members, and, none of them show up on mint day because they're not real people. That's important. But see, a lot of people, they jump into Cardano, they see, again, opportunity. They think, oh, this is easy, we can do this. And they have no idea. If you're really setting out to actually create something, special in the Cardano space, or even just, here to work really hard on your project, you're going to find that it will consume, most of your time, a lot of your time. It'll consume your thoughts. It'll consume your sleep. It'll consume your exercise plan, your diet. I mean, I know this firsthand because of, space pugs and everything. And it's a ton of work. So I have so much respect for people who come into the space and say, I'm going to do this right, or I'm not going to do it at all. And, I respect that, bro, because, we want Cardano to be different than everything else. We know that Cardano, it's just a matter of time before, a big volume starts to pour into everything we're doing. You see what Charles Hoskinson is developing slow and steady within Cardano, and we know that the floodgates will open. And those projects that I've said this before, the ones that are working hard right now, if you can succeed and you can lay that base layer platform in the bear market, just wait until we hit that next bull, because that's when a lot of eyes are going to come in and go, wow, what is going on with Cardano? These transaction fees are literally nothing.
Starting.
It is starting. I believe, in fact, I made a video yesterday, the day before, about how CNFT Con was almost like a catalyst for a resurrection of this space. Yeah. Everything's in a bear market. It's not just Cardano NFTs. It's not Cardano, the crypto. It's not ADA. It's everything. You know, the world is going through a transition, but we do know with every up comes a down, with every down comes an up. So, you know, you guys building and doing what you're doing right now is, I believe, really going to show in the future and hopefully people can look at that as an example and go, look at this, look at the capabilities of what's been developed, look at the cross-chain possibilities, look at what's going on with the multiple, you know, metaverses and all of these things you're doing. I couldn't even cover it in one video, because if I make those videos too long, people don't watch the whole darn thing. But that's why I was like, bro, I got to get you on as an interview, because there's so much more than you can even talk about right here. And so, you know, I guess maybe one of the last questions I have for you before I turn it over to you to tell me anything that we have not covered yet, is the building of your team. So you've got your partner, and he's obviously very well qualified, like you are. You've known him since high school. You guys are friends. It's great to have good relationships with the people that you're running a project with. Let me tell you that goes a very, very long way. And so it's basically the two of you. And I know you said you're looking for some VC funding. You're looking for people, I mean, maybe who can help develop the token the way you want. How far along in that journey are you as far as building the team? Because it's going to take more than the two of you guys to do everything you set out to do. And I know you know that, but I want to hear from you. What is that journey like for you right now?
All right, yeah. So with this first meet, we want to get so a couple of devs to start working on the app, and then get more with the second meet, but already have a good foundation so we can show some things before the second meet. Then the good thing about the app that we want to make, so something similar to Pokemon Go, is that it doesn't require millions to make. It's not a AAA game, it's not a Unreal Engine 5 game, super realistic. It's actually way simpler than people think, and we already make all the design, all the graphics, the co-founder and I. So the creatures are already done. He will do also all the designs inside, so all the buttons, everything that needs to be created, he will do them. So all the graphics part, it will be done by us. The dev, it won't. And then the thing inside this kind of game is the map, the fact that you can play everywhere in the world, you know.
Yeah.
And it's super easy now, because Google Map is giving you everything for $10 or something per month. So everything will be generated automatically. Then we can make it in a voxel style. And it's way, way, way easier than people think. So yeah. So that's what we need. And wait, what else did I want to say? And then the crypto expert as well, or the crypto for the tokenomics. Mm-hmm. A friend, a co-worker of William. He knows a few tokenomics experts in Ethereum, so we have some contacts with that. We also have contacts with devs, because William and his friends are all from the biggest 3D and game design school in France. It's called the Goblins. In English, it would be the Goblins. And he knows a lot of people there that are already like hungry to work in Web3, so that would be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, all we need is to start this meet, get everybody on it, get a lot of eyes on it, because I think that when people will see the collection, like the full collection, will be like, oh, because right now there's like around 10 maybe creators, sneak peeks.
Uh-huh.
But the first meet is 50 creators with only 1 to 110 NFTs per creature. So they're all rare. They all have different skins. So from normal, silver, gold, rainbow, and diamond. Uh-huh. So there's a lot of variety. And for this price, I think people will be like, okay, I'm going to try one. Then you get one, you're like, okay, maybe I need to collect some. It's getting fun. And then with that, actually, we forgot to talk about that. after this first mint and the second mint, every time there will be an airdrop of 2 creatures. And those 2 creatures, they will have a special trait to make them even more rare. So it's 2 rare creatures, one of 110 NFTs and one of 65.
So they're pretty rare.
Yeah, especially the 65 one, it's like a really special design. It's almost like a 1/1 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be. This one is amazing. So yeah,
I love the passion, bro. Because I mean, I can see it and I can feel it, and you know, I felt that with our first conversation. That's why I was like, yes, I'm going to bump this project up to the front of what I'm doing right now, because you do mint on October 11th for 40 ADA, you guys. If you have not seen the quality of what this gentleman is talking about and what they've developed already, you need to do that. I don't think you're going to find a better deal in the Cardano system of any project that's minting right now for 40 ADA for a movable voxel creature with all of the detail that's been put into this. It is literally mind blowing. It's funny, you were saying a minute ago, people are going to be like, okay, you know, 40 ADA, I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to mint one. Then you look at it and you go, okay, yeah, you know, I'm going to mint 5 more. And, you know, you get, and it's like, okay, you know, I got a couple hundred more ADA. I'm going to go mint 5 more. I mean, that's kind of, sometimes that's what happens to me. You know, I do a little test run and I can tell quality when I see it. And a lot of times I go, okay, you know what, I'm heading my own FOMO here. I'm going to be piling in. So, you know.
Yeah, especially we have, you can also mint with a Yummy token because we have.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Yeah. I wanted to mention that. Please take it away, because that is actually, that's a big deal, man. I mean, we're talking about a huge project here. Please tell me about the ability to do that and tell me how that came about, because I wanted to ask you that on this interview. I'm glad you brought that up.
I think it was, I mean, they did an announcement of on Twitter like months ago. It was like maybe 4 months ago or something, saying they were opening partnerships. You have to apply and to let people mint with Yummy. But Yummy Universe, they are doing like some kind of Pokemon game. And I always love that design. Like, okay, I'm gonna try. Let's see. So they saw the project, the art and everything. They really liked it. They're like, okay, get in. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, for this for this first mint, and that's why we have a Naru 1/1 in our connection. There's a Human Universe unique creature. That's how we got it as well. So yeah, for this first mint, it's 40 ADA. Or you can mint with the Yummy token. It's the equivalent of 40 ADA minus 5%. And we will do a special pool of creature that will be only mintable with Yummy. We don't have the exact number yet, or the number of creature, but it will be a pool with all random creatures, so it could be anything inside. But the Yummy Universe 1/1, it will be placed into that pool, so it will be the only way to mint it.
I see. And so that's for this drop, right? This one coming up, the 4444. There's only so many that you can mint with strictly with Yummy token.
Yeah.
I love that. And I love that for 2 reasons, because number one, it's really smart. Again, it comes back to integration, people working together. To make better projects and better tokenomics. It's great for Yummy token. That provides a value for their token, which I think is brilliant. And it gives you an opportunity to work with a project that's, you know, done so many things right. And it gets people interested in a different level. Hey, this is my only opportunity to get this. It makes people want to do it. So, you know, what you guys have accomplished with the partnerships you've made, 24, you know, being able to mint with Yummy token, all these things that you're building is literally like boom. And I can't wait until people really do discover, you know, exactly what's going on. Again, if you've made it this far in this interview, you guys, shout out to you, because you understand a project that's worth the time and doing your own research and investigating. So many people, they come into the space, they got a flipper mentality. They're like, I want to mint this and I want to flip it. I want to make money. Well, guess what, you guys? We're not in that environment right now. This is the time where you take everything that is like close to like this bottom of this bear market, and you invest in the right projects, and you think more medium to long term. That is how you're going to come up. And when the flipper market comes back, sure, go buy those projects that are worth flipping, whatever. Everyone's here to make money at the end of the day. But right now in the space, there are teams that are working really hard. This is one of them. I mean, you've heard it from his mouth himself. There's so much going on, so many big things in the future for the Summoners Guild. And I'm excited as a mentor and somebody who's got to do your first interview ever. I'm so proud of that, man, because when you guys make it big, I'm like, that's my guy. Try it this way because you know what? Like, dude, I got there first, y'all. So, remember that. But wow, mind blowing with everything you're doing. I appreciate you being here. Taking the time. I know it's a lot later in France for you in the evening.
It's okay. We got the grind,
Yeah, the grind, bro. That's what I'm talking about. The grind, bro. So is this, I guess this is the last question, then I will turn it over to you for anything you want to give as a closing statement. Is this what you do full time?
The project?
The development of the project, the whole thing involving the project, yeah. Or do you have other things going on with your background in Web3?
Well, I still do internet marketing, but I do it less and less since this year.
Yeah.
I am way more into the project now than internet marketing, and my plan is to completely what do you say that in English?
Transition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to transition from here? Yeah, for sure, man. I got
transition
you.
From to do a complete transition from Web 2 to Web 3, basically.
Okay.
By the end of the year, hopefully, it would be perfect.
Yeah. And doing that through an NFT project provides you every opportunity you need, because we all know that Web3 is it's the next evolution of everything that we've been used to for the last 10 years, 20 years in the internet.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
It's
honestly
big. Yeah, it's big to be on the forefront of that and be able to do that with an NFT project. I think it's going to be very gratifying for you. I think you're going to find that as you continue to work harder on your project and you begin to develop success and you hit those bumps in the road, but then you blast through those bumps, you get to that next plateau and onto the next, you're going to find it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding and satisfying, especially when you have a community who's behind you. And I'll tell you what right now, bro, UltimateCNFT is behind you in every regard. And I cannot wait. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that everyone I know gets their eyes on this project. This is a wonderful opportunity to step into it. 40 ADA. If you're holding on to some yummy, you can hit that with some yummy. You're looking at all kinds of one-on-ones, project collaborations. I mean, let's go, dude. I get excited. I genuinely get excited because I love this space. This is what I do for a living. I developed a project and, we had a different ideas for the way it should go. So I turned it over to the man who needed to do the best job that he could, which admittedly is better than I could do. And now I get to focus on YouTube. And even that's a lot of work, but this being my passion, this being where I see my future, I do get excited, man. So again, thank you for being here. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we go ahead and cut this stream?
Yeah, for sure. Well, first, thank you, Mike, for letting me talk about the project and doing this interview. It's my first one. It's pretty nice, pretty awesome. I like it.
Oh, man. Hey, get used to it. There might be a lot more in your future, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they will, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, for everybody listening, well, first, thank you for listening. Join the Discord. I'm always in the Discord because I work from home. So unless I sleep, I always answer everybody. If you have any question, you can ask. I will always answer everything. You have to ask everything. Come there, check the website, check the white paper. It's not that long, the white paper. It's not like a super long read. Don't worry. It's not too tech savvy. It's only some really cool feature and utility that we are working on or that we have already built. And yeah, sorry for the accent. I'm French and the co-founder too. But it's
That's quite all right. We love
it's the best accent in the world. So
said every Frenchman ever. That's good stuff, man. I love it, bro.
But I will everybody in the meet.
Yeah, I will second that. You guys get on the website first of all. Start there. I did a little bit of coverage on the white paper on the video that I just made. You're going to want to watch that video. It shows a lot of the things in visual form that we've been talking about here. But again, you have my full support and you have it for a reason because I believe in you. I believe in what you're building. And I can see that this is something that you're going to put everything you have into. I'm excited for you guys. And let me just go ahead and say anything that you guys need from myself or from the UltimateCNFT community, please just let us know. I'm trying to build a following of people who do recognize more of medium to long-term, investment strategies within the space rather than burn and turn, because there's only so much ADA to go around. until we continue to grow as a space. And we are starting to do that. So it's very exciting times. It's a great time to be building a project. Some people think like, oh, this isn't the best time. Like, I disagree. This is the best time. You make it now, you'll make it, to the end. And so congratulations to you so far for everything you've accomplished. I'm excited about your mint. Once again, you guys, October 11th, 40 ADA. There's 4,444 creature mints for this first round. There will be a second one of also 44. You can get those spellbooks. You can get that whitelist. You can join the tier 3 subscription on UltimateCNFT. You can get a whitelist and qualify for some of those giveaways. So I've got to give away those 3 spellbooks in time for people to be able to use them as whitelists for the mint. So I got to jump into my Discord and continue to get back to work. But thank you all for being here at UltimateCNFT. Loulou, pleasure having you, bro. Best of luck with everything you're doing. And again, if you need anything from me, you just let me know, bro.
Merci. Au revoir, bonne nuit. Bye bye.
Au revoir, everybody. Check you later. Peace.